Hi,
Please.
yay. All right. So, Blanca, thank you so much for spending time with me here at Second Brace. I really appreciate it. I wanted to pick up a bit of your story, actually, the point where you just left, or you've left your very solid corporate job for a few months,
Mhm.
and you've now decided to pursue a different path. And
Yeah.
I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about, the fear around associated with a loss of identity that's associated with that career, and maybe also how others might have perceived the change.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Lou, for having a chance for being here. That's a great question. Well, the first thing for me to say is at the point when I already made decision to leave my corporate career, I didn't really have any particular fear about losing that social status or career or professional status. I had that fear for years before that. That was the reason why it took me so long to make the decision.
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, when I was leaving, I already was aligned with what was my heart's calling, and I realized it wasn't staying for the rest of my life
Mm-hmm.
in the corporate world. Having said that, so I said that leaving was not that scary for me. I felt very free, very liberated. That the truth is that when I left, I did face this new moment for me, which was when somebody asked me, "What do you do?" And
Yes.
suddenly I realized, what am I supposed to say? Because I suddenly realized that I can not longer say, well, I'm an audit director or, I work for an accounting firm. And that was a new situation. So it did feel a little uncomfortable, but I guess what also helped me that to some extent, I have a little bit separated myself from
Mm.
the old world, from the business world. So I didn't get those questions that often. But when they came, it was a little uncomfortable. I was a little hesitant. Of course, most frequently, what I did, I said, well, right now I'm on a career break, and I used to be audit director with this and this firm, or I
I
used to
see.
be in finance, and now I'm on a career break. The next step for me was that I started studying coaching
Mm-hmm.
about 6 months into my career break.
Mm-hmm.
And that helped a lot because suddenly I could say, well, I study coaching, I'm a student of coaching,
I
right? On a
see.
career break, and I am preparing to be a coach. And I must say that people were usually thrilled. I had a very positive response when I mentioned that I am changing career. I think here in the US, the environment is very encouraging
Yes.
for people to make changes compared to the Czech Republic where I come from, where it is less usual to
Mm.
make big career changes. But to answer your question, it took me some time when somebody asked me, what do you do, to really start with saying, I am a coach. I'm an empowerment coach because I still had that learned introduction which I've built for 14 years in my profession of auditor to say, well, I'm an auditor, or my background is an auditor. So it was something, it was a pattern which I had to unlearn. Put away what is my background, put away what is my university degree, put away my 14 years as an auditor, and kind of switch to what is now, what is in the present. And that's
Mm-hmm.
that I am a coach.
Yes. Blanc, I love your story. Particularly when, you talk about how you remained open and allowed things to arrive, to come to you instead of like actively, aggressively searching and pursuing things. I love that part. Just to let you know. It takes a lot of courage also and calmness in spirit, I think, to let that happen. So I love that bit. I was wondering, Blanca, if you can give one advice to someone who is considering making a career change or making a huge transition in their life path, what would your advice be?
My advice for anyone who is thinking about a career change or any other change in their life is believe in yourself. Have that faith and simply believe that you can make it happen and that it will happen.
Hmm.
If you have any doubts, look look into your prior life, look at your accomplishments, look look at your successes. That will give you confidence that you can continue in your life in a way as you desire.
Hmm.
So believing in yourself, having that faith, that I believe is the most important thing. But of course, believing is not enough. We have to make that first step, that action.
Yes.
It can be something small. It can be signing up for an inspirational class or meditation class, going for a walk to nature every day to get inspiration. And sometimes it actually can be doing less, you know, switching more into that being mode than a rushing mode. Because
Yes.
to invite something new into our life, we have to really create that space.
Yes.
And if our schedules are super busy, if we are constantly running around, we are sort of not even available for that change to happen.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So believe in yourself and make the first step, and
That's
the rest will
brilliant.
follow.
That's brilliant, Blanca. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And below this video, I'll put the links to your website and
Okay,
to your Facebook page so that if anybody who's watching this video, reading your story, want to get in touch with you, they can get in touch with you through your website or through your Facebook page, right?
great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Blanca.
Take care, Lou. Bye bye.